Hello, everyone. So, we've talked about the Jeffrey Epstein files before many, many times. And I think this is insulting to everybody, to the American taxpayer, to everybody, that the US administration, Donald Trump's administration, promised before they got elected and stuff that every inch of file, every file they had on it would be released to be totally transparent. And the US government at the moment claims to be the most transparent government ever in US history. And we've seen they haven't complied with the law, US law, Congress that voted on it to release everything, every file. And we've seen with the files that we do have, the Jeffrey Epstein files, that hundreds and hundreds of pages were redacted. A lot of it wasn't even the victims' names. It was people of high positions in government and stuff protecting, basically people who were associated with Jeffrey Epstein, who were on his island, etc. Basically protecting big CEOs, politicians, etc. And even as an Irish case, just to say, there's one of the girls are saying to the FBI that they were trafficked into this country and given and basically used as slaves, and abused and horrible, horrible stuff. I don't even want to go into the other details of it because it's so disgusting. By high level people in this country and all, and politicians, big businessmen in other cases too. And of course, the Irish government are not interested to look into that. But what I'm trying to say is that surely the FBI has some evidence of that, if it did take place, which I presume it did, because why would they lie about it? But long story short, we have this now from the Department of Justice in the United States. Basically, now they're saying we can release them if we want to release them. Basically, that's the idea of the Department of Justice here. They're basically saying, oh, fuck the people, fuck the courts, fuck everything. We can do what we want, pretty much. And the simple answer is there's somebody that definitely trying to protect people, because there's no reason why they're kicking, like the US administration, Donald Trump and Pan Bondi, Scam Bondi, as some people call her. There's no reason why they're fighting tooth and nail. I know it's an Irish citizen, have no entitlement way of speaking it, but looking at it, they're fighting tooth and nail to stop this from getting out. Like whatever's in them, they're desperately trying to keep it secret, and trying to make sure people don't see it. And it's very important because Jeffrey Epstein had friends in very, very high places, as we've seen in Ireland, in that case in Ireland, and was up with very, very high people. This is not your only fellow on the street that done these crimes. This is somebody that was up at the highest level of society, and trafficked thousands of girls, thousands. Like, we still don't know how many girls they are really. Some of them probably could be dead, and some that we'll never know of, some that are scared to come out about it. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting to see that this has been happening, and that the people that orchestrated this and stuff have been protected. The same with his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. She's been moved to a lesser secure prison and stuff. Like, she should probably be going to the death penalty. That's what she probably should be getting, for her crimes in orchestrating all this. Like, she should be going. She shouldn't be going to an only care, like an only less secure prison. She should be given the worst of the worst, basically, because she deserves no mercy. My simple that deserves no mercy whatsoever for her crimes. But this is the thing. There's so many other people that wouldn't fall for Jeffrey Epstein, because there's no doubt about, if the US government had nothing to hide, they would have threw everything out the very first day. But they clearly do. Like, there's clearly something they don't want people to see, and that's just the simple answer. There's clearly something there that they don't want people to see. Whatever it is, as I say, Donald Trump has probably mentioned a good few times in the files. We've seen with the recent edition of the Jeffrey Epstein files, he was in a photo, and the Department of Justice removed that photo from the archive because there was pictures of him in Jeffrey Epstein's drawer. I think this is the biggest disgrace ever, that it was promised to the people that voted Donald Trump in. It's not just Donald Trump and the Republicans, etc., would say, oh, it's just the radical left and it's this and it's that, and what's this, but it's his own supporters. There's people that I know that support Donald Trump and stuff, and they're even saying to themselves, he said he would release them. And even they're more upset than anybody else, because they were promised, they were told everything would come out. And his own supporters that are very upset. Now, I never was the hugest Donald Trump fan. I agree with some of the stuff he's done, but a lot of the stuff he's doing nowadays is totally wrong. We see with Greenland, and not even this too. It's totally wrong. It really, really is totally wrong, because there's no other word to say, but he's protecting people that did wrong and that were involved in wrongness and knew what Jeffrey Epstein were up to. Because that's the only what's happening here, because they're not doing it for the public's good, because the public have a right to know this fellow was a predator, abused so many girls, etc. And who knows what government he was working for too, and who knows, was he working for anybody else, or what was the story? We don't know. So it was that they won't tell us. And again, it all goes back to one thing: you have to trust the people. You have to trust the people that you can't take them for fools, because basically what they're trying to take the American people for, along with people of the world too, is for fools. They want to take them for fools, because apparently at one stage Donald Trump was like there was no Epstein files. So what do you call they have millions of Epstein files? They have millions of files in Jeffrey Epstein, and he said there was no such thing as the Epstein files. And Pam Bondi famously said on Fox News, I'm sure we all have seen the clip, that they were on my desk waiting to be reviewed. And then apparently there was no Epstein files. So it was just total lies after lies after lies, trying to mislead people. And that's literally what was going on here. Because I wouldn't mind if it was from day one they said, yeah, there's nothing to be seen here. But it's the fact of the matter, they kept lying to people and saying, yeah, we released them, and then didn't release them when they have the power to release them. But they do exist. Like the client list and stuff definitely does exist. There's no doubt about it. But they just won't show it. They don't want to show it. Because there's stuff on that too, and again they had so many high up people that you and I can never. I have to say it's probably the biggest thing, like the biggest, not even just the United States, the biggest world, organised. I don't know what you would call it, but abuse of young girls in history. Generally, to be totally honest, by these people. And all of the elite, just not even only people, the elite people of society. But anyway, let me know what you think. The only thing I want is justice, and that's the only thing I want. I want the people that were abused by Jeffrey Epstein, who were trafficked and stuff. I want them to find justice, and the people who are dead, some of them in mysterious circumstances, just to say, for speaking out against it. I want them to have some kind of justice, some kind of closure, and even the families, I want them to have some kind of closure too. That justice is solved somehow, because what's happening at the moment is a farce. It's not justice. What's happening? It's not as far from it, as far anywhere near it too. But anyway, let me know to take subscribe more, and bye.